Listen, under the endless African sky, where the spirits of the ancestors still whisper, a secret was waiting for someone to awaken it. One silent night, young Amina walked into her grandmother's old hut. The air was heavy, the moonlight soft, the sound of the forest carried through the cracks in the walls. Her grandmother's hut smelled of burning sage and dried flowers. Carved masks of old warriors hung on the mud walls. Bundles of herbs were tied together with palm leaves, and in the corner stood an ancient wooden chest. Amina's heart pounded as she knelt beside it. Her grandmother had warned her, never open what was meant to stay closed. But curiosity is louder than fear. Her fingers brushed away the thick layer of dust. She slowly lifted the creaking lid, and inside, she found a tribal mask. It was unlike anything she had ever seen. The surface was carved with ancient symbols, its wood polished black with age. Feathers clung to its sides, and faint red paint circled its hollow eyes that felt alive. The moment Amina touched the mask, the air shifted, the candles flickered, then died completely. And in the silence came the whisper, "Go back, go back." Her breath caught in her throat. She dropped the mask onto the floor, but the whisper lingered, curling around her ears like smoke. That night, Amina woke something that should have stayed buried. Back in her hut, Amina hung the mask on the wall, hoping to forget it. But the silence was deafening. No crickets, no wind. Even the forest held its breath. And then, the dreams began. She dreamt of a tall warrior, running barefoot through a burning forest. Drums thundered like 1,000 heartbeats. Screams filled the air. The warrior wore the mask, and behind him, shadows followed. He turned sharply. Flames lit his face, and for the first time, Amina saw his eyes, burning red. She gasped and woke up drenched in sweat. Her chest heaved as she looked up at the wall. The mask. It hadn't moved, but its hollow eyes were staring at her. Then came a deep ancient whisper. Oba. Oba, her blood ran cold. The name sounded familiar. Her grandmother had once told stories of a cursed warrior named Oba, a name feared for centuries. At dawn, Amina ran to the edge of the village to find Mama Zoba, the tribe's oldest and wisest woman, the woman whose words were said to come from the ancestors themselves. When Mama Zoba saw the mask, she froze. Her wrinkled hands trembled. "Child," she whispered, "where did you find this?" Amina explained everything. Mama Zoba shook her head slowly, backing away from the mask as if even looking at it could curse her. "This mask," she said softly, "belongs to Oba." Amina frowned. "Who is Oba?" Mama Zoba's old voice cracked as she began to speak. "Long ago, before your grandmother was born, there was a great warrior Oba. His strength was unmatched. His name carried fear and power, but his heart was filled with darkness. He betrayed his people. He sold his brothers and sisters into slavery. He burned villages to the ground, and when the elders tried to stop him, he slaughtered them too." Mama Zoba's eyes glistened with pain. The ancestors cursed him, trapping his spirit inside this mask, binding his rage for eternity. But child, some spirits never sleep forever. That night, Amina sat cross-legged watching the mask in the flickering candlelight. Her breath was shallow, her palms damp. She whispered, "I will not touch it. I will not touch it." But then the mask began to hum, a faint vibration, deep and steady, like a heartbeat. And before she realized, her trembling fingers lifted the mask and placed it over her face. Darkness, silence, cold. When Amina opened her eyes again, she was no longer in her hut. She stood in a spirit world. The ground was covered in thick mist. Twisted trees reached into a black sky. Chains hung from their branches. Hundreds of pale spirits floated, their hollow eyes locked on her. And then all at once they whispered in one haunting voice, free us before Oba returns." Suddenly the mist thickened, turning blood red. The ground cracked beneath her feet. From the shadows, A massive figure began to rise. Oba. His body was forged of fire and smoke. His chest burned with glowing scars. His eyes two blazing coals of endless rage. At last, he roared, a new body to carry my name. Amina tried to run, but the spirits grabbed her wrists. They screamed together, fight him before he takes you. Oba's laughter shook the air. You cannot fight me, child. I am forever, and through you, I will rule again. The mask burned against Amina's skin. Her heartbeat roared in her ears, her vision blurred, and then, through the chaos, a soft voice broke the darkness. Mama Zoba. From the real world, her chant spilled into the spirit realm. Resist, child. Do not let him in. In the waking world, Mama Zoba stood in the village square. The entire tribe had gathered, forming a circle around a roaring sacred fire. Drums pounded, flames hissed, herbs burned, sending spirals of white smoke into the night sky. Mama Zoba lifted her arms to the heavens and cried out to the ancestors, guide us, protect us, break Oba's curse. Inside the spirit world, Amina stood her ground. Behind her, the trapped souls floated closer, their whispers growing louder. Free us, Oba lunged forward, his shadow twisting into monstrous shapes. Lightning split the red sky. The air trembled with his rage. Amina lifted her hands. The ancestors' power flowed through her veins. And then, Mama Zoba's voice rose in one final earth-shaking chant. The mask on Amina's face began to vibrate violently. Oba screamed. His form shattered into 1,000 golden sparks, scattering into the mist. The trapped spirits were finally free, or so they thought. At dawn, Amina carried the mask deep into the forbidden forest. She found an ancient tree, its roots twisting like coiled serpents. She dug a deep hole beneath it and buried the mask under the dark soil. She whispered, "Stay and never return." The village celebrated. Drums sang again. Children danced under the rising sun. But that night, under the pale moonlight, the earth trembled, the roots shifted, and slowly the mask turned. Its hollow eyes glowed faintly, watching the world once more. And somewhere, deep within the shadows, a voice whispered, "This is not the end."